These are rare photographs from history, presented with context and accuracy. To see more historical photos, you can subscribe to our channel. A Japanese officer prepares to shoot a Buddhist monk and a local farmer, photographed during the infamous 4-month massacre, Nanjing, December 1937. A Balkan woman and presumably a German man discussing a tuft of textile material, 1940s. A fallen Soviet hammer and sickle on a Moscow street in 1991. A man feeds the pigeons while the Palace of Justice siege takes place in front of him, Bogota, 1985. A man stands next to a cross-section of a giant redwood tree in California, 1909. A Mohawk man stands in front of a Canadian Army soldier during the Oka crisis of 1990, when the Mohawk community took up blockades to resist the town of Oka's plans for building a golf course over their ancestral burial grounds. A pair of buskers dressed as the Twin Towers at the Twin Towers, 1993. A pilot dressed as Santa Claus distributes gifts from his plane after landing in Tempelhof, December 1948. A sergeant of the Royal Army Veterinary Corps bandages the wounded ear of Jasper, a mine-detecting dog, in Bayeux, Normandy, 1944. A woman sits beneath an early blow-drying machine in 1937, its large padded hood inflated by a hose connected to the motorized unit beside her. A young son of a migrant worker sits barefoot on the dirt ground in Harlingen, Texas, 1939, playing with scattered automobile tools and a metal pan. Actress and war hero Josephine Baker about to deliver her speech at the March on Washington, August 1963. Aerial view of Dresden city centre, the area around Pineicher Platz, devastated by the bombing of the 13th and 14th of February, Germany, 1945. Alexandra, Princess of Wales, gives eldest daughter Louise a piggyback, 1868. An apartment destroyed in Budapest, Hungary during the Soviet invasion in November 1956. An unemployed man sells apples during the Great Depression in the 1930s. Artist Salvador Dali in a private audience with fascist dictator Francisco Franco in the El Pardo Palace, Madrid, 1972. Belgian engineer Camille Janazzi celebrates after setting a world land speed record of 65 miles per hour in his electric car, 1899. Burlesque costumes in the 1800s were a bizarre affair. This is Eliza Blasina wearing a horse head headdress. California Governor Ronald Reagan and his wife Nancy Reagan meeting Kuomintang leader and Taiwanese President Chiang Kai-shek at the presidential office in Taipei, October 1971. Chiang Kai-shek, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Winston Churchill at the Cairo Conference, November 1943. Claus von Stauffenberg on the left, pictured near Adolf Hitler 5 days before the July 20th, 1944 assassination attempt. Communist Party leader Xi Jinping, right then secretary of the Ningde Prefecture Committee of the Communist Party of China, participates in farm work during his investigation in the countryside, 1988. Deaf-mute girl puts her hands in the throat of her teacher to feel the vibrations, Oklahoma, April, 1917. During World War II, the US made double-scale weapons like the BARS pictured to train troops how their weapons worked. Dwight D. Eisenhower and Georgy K. Zhukov sharing a toast with other Allied officials in Frankfurt, June 1945. Earth Day co-founder Dennis Hayes, then a 25-year-old graduate student, speaking at the first Earth Day in 1970. Eartha Kitt, with her daughter braiding her hair, 1960s. Erich Honecker, the longtime leader of East Germany, attending the opening of a gymnastics and sports festival in Leipzig, 1970s. Finnish soldier and his reindeer during the Russo-Finnish War, 1940. German President Paul von Hindenburg at a memorial for the Battle of Tannenberg with Chancellor Adolf Hitler and his head minister Hermann Göring, 1933. Gina Lollobrigida leaves Rome for Los Angeles with her husband Milko Skofic and their son, 1960. GIs checking out the exit hole on an 8th Armored Division Sherman tank, 1944. Hiroshima residents pray toward the epicenter on the first anniversary of the Hiroshima atomic bombing. Hopi girls from the village of Shongwapavi. Photo by Charles C. Pierce from his series on Native Americans, 1900s. In 1964, 17-year-old Randy Gardner conducted an experiment where he stayed awake for 11 days and 25 minutes. In this 1912 photo, a mining engineer and his dogs catch a ride to Nome, Alaska. Indiana State Police Trooper Mike Bryant snaps a photo of his commission on a Madison County road during the blizzard. Indonesian President Sukarno, Yugoslavian President Josip Broz Tito, and their wives Jovanka and Hartina partying on Tito's yacht together on New Year's Eve, 1959. Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein hanging out with Cuban dictator Fidel Castro, 1970. Isaac Hayes in his breakfast nook at home, California, 1971. Ivan Suvorov wearing a gut parka and carrying a large harpoon on Umnak Island, Aleutian Islands, Alaska, 1909. Lady posing over an ostrich on a farm in California, 1900. Legendary actor James Stewart pictured before taking part in a B-52 bombing mission over Vietnam in 1966. Lincoln's swearing in at the partially finished U.S. Capitol in Washington, March 1861. Lucky Luciano posing with his underdog, Italy, 1958. Members of the Jongmi Righteous Army formed to fight against Japanese occupation, Korea, 1907. Nazi guard Jenny Wonder Bachmann in front of a pile of shoes at the Stutthof concentration camp. Official rat catcher for Southern Railway with terriers and quarry, 1924. Picture of an enslaved child in Arab-ruled Zanzibar, 1890. Political literature seized by Boston police during the Palmer raids to suppress left-wing dissidents, 1919. A rural post-mortem examination recorded outdoors, depicting early methods of medical and legal investigation before modern morgues and forensic technology. Richard D. Hobbs and Gertrude Banisewski appearing before Judge Harry Zachlin for arraignment over the torture murder of Sylvia Likens, Indiana, United States, November 1965. Santa takes a coffee break, 1964. South African policemen escort captured communist revolutionaries who were a part of the failed racism-induced communist revolution of 1922, South Africa. Soviet soldier guarding two surrendering German soldiers, Berlin, 1945. One of them is dressed in women's clothing. The Italian royal family in 1905. This is Paul Pavlik after he was arrested for plotting to blow up JFK by driving a car full of explosives at him as he exited his Palm Beach home, 1960. Ugandan dictator Idi Amin as a young man serving in the King's African Rifles, 1950. US soldiers with the 92nd Infantry Division get warm and dry their socks by a fireplace in a destroyed house in the vicinity of Viareggio, Italy, December 1944. Vaqueros branding calves on a ranch near Marfa, Texas, 1939. Wilf Batty is seen here after he killed what is thought to be the last wild thylacine. He shot the animal on May 6, 1930. The animal was shot in the shoulder and took around 20 minutes to die. Yazidis at the annual festival in Laylish, Iraqi Kurdistan, October 1946. Young neo-Nazis salute Adolf Hitler at a rally in Chicago's Marquette Park, 1978.